to introduce someone that needs no introduction. She's part of the crew now. Would you welcome to Melbourne Unity Minister Grace Merrick? Hello, Grace. If you unmute, you'll be right.
Mute. There
That's
we
it.
are, I'm
There you go.
unmuted.
Yeah, you're
There
right.
we are. Good. Hi, Bill. Nice to
Hello
see
there.
you and see everybody. Hear the singing and all that. It's been beautiful. Thank you.
So, what have you got for us today, Grace?
Well, I've got a talk called, let me have a look at what's it called. What now?
Okay, well, what now?
Yeah. Well, through the week, I sent a message that I'm going to read the same words again to start this. Am I at the right angle, Bill?
Yes, you're okay. Everyone's agreeing.
Okay, good. With all the action going on in the universe at the moment, it's difficult to know how we should feel and what we should do. Finding ourselves at peace, we have the chance to find our sorry, to find our part about what we are needing to do. This is true. We really do know. If we just be quiet and patient, we'll find out what we're meant to be doing. But most of us have a different life going on inside us, don't we? Raise your hand if you're with me on that one. We do have a tendency to be thinking all sorts of different things. We need to find peace and go forward happily and effortlessly. So why do we need peace to go forward in? Why do we need it? And where do you find it? Well, all sorts of stuff going on inside us and outside us. We have to see, hear, and feel many different things going on in our minds and feelings. It's in our minds that all sorts of things are going on, and we think, "Oh, what on earth is that all about?" And we feel funny things too in our feeling nature. I received a quote recently. I thought this was fun. Everything you have ever wanted is on the other side of you. Letting go. Letting go, what does that mean? Does it mean surrender and flow just like water? I think that might be what it does. The power is under the surface of the water. The water flows with the power from underneath it. Surrender. Okay, the word surrender, the sur means over, and the render means to make. So surrender is making over. The power of the river is underneath us and can move up to us. The power is under the surface. The wind in the trees normally comes from under the tree, lower down in the tree, and blows up through the tree. But the last few weeks, I've been watching the wind, the rain go sideways and the wind go sideways because it just went sideways for days here on the Gold Coast in the cyclone. But surrender is help with world and local politics. How do we get that? We have the world around us and we've got local politics, and we read, and hear other things being talked about. We hear people talking about the politics, what's going on with the weather, whatever's going on, all sorts of things they're talking about. So if we look up to the higher meanings or effects to higher part of our lives and understanding of life, we get to see that the universe and everything is really for us to be able to use and enjoy. If we look up to the higher meaning or effect and a higher part of our understanding of life and of the universe and everything, if we look up, surrender, up to make, we find that we're starting a different world and a different life and a different way of being. Working to prepare to share with you about this today, I saw lots of times in my history of wanting to hang on to false beliefs or uncertain beliefs that we tell ourselves. We tell ourselves that these beliefs will help us because we were little children and we grew up with big people telling us that they knew better than we did. And we picked up the idea that the beliefs from other people might be better than ours. But they are, in fact, from the same source as ours. And it seems as if they would give us freedom. However, it's been found many times that what people have told us we should do and how we should handle things and what we should be up to and all these things, when people have told us that and we've done some of the things they suggested, it wasn't right. But inside us, we'd known that there was another way of looking at it. Does this make sense to you? Because it does to me. I've had the experience of hearing people saying, this is what you should be doing, this is what you should be doing. And inside me, I know that I've seen other people doing that and it didn't work. And I've seen other people doing it and I felt uncomfortable. And so I don't always want to just follow what other people do. Other people at other times could give us ideas and their beliefs, and they could work well for us if we really sought them properly and see their truth or their not being true. Most of the time that we get into trouble is when we take something that somebody tells us and we say, okay, I'll do that, but we haven't really thought about whether or not we would like the result or whether or not we approve of why it's being done that way. I found a great quote recently. When life throws you a curveball, remember to find stillness, peace, and calm amongst the chaos. Slow down to see the beauty that is around you. There is beauty everywhere. Now, this gave me a really, really good picture of what I can do when I get into these situations where different opinions are going on about what's happening, what we should be doing, and this and that. And this one showed me how to slow down by just saying, okay, I'm just going to look at the beauty that's around me. And I see the flowers over there and the cards up there. And I see that lovely bag on my door that says thank you. And I see the end of the forest over outside the window, and everything is being seen, and not having me try to decide whether you're right or I'm wrong, or I'm right and you're wrong. It just opens it up to see that the truth of what is right for me will come through easily. And slowing down to see the beauty around us. It's amazing when we look at things that are beautiful, how if you practice this through the day, you look at something that's beautiful and you think, oh gosh, that's beautiful. And you think, I looked at that before and thought it was beautiful. Oh, I'm looking at it now and thinking it's beautiful. And I realize that there are things that I can continue to look at and see the beauty and find the enjoyment. So, slow down to see the beauty that is around you. There is beauty everywhere. Many of us, when we were little, grew up with the idea that we were um, that we everyone. No, I'm sorry. Many of us, when we were little, grew up with the idea that everyone was bigger and better and cleverer than we were. Well, we long to be bigger and feel powerful. Yes, feel the powerless. Feel the thing where we could see that we had power and we could make decisions. Unfortunately, this belief about ourselves was very often felt as we were children, and we grew up with the concept of less ability to achieve coming to us, and a lot of the time, because we might know that we were meant to get this truth, but around us when we were growing up, there was confusion and different messages, and we were told no to some ideas that we had and were wanting to latch onto and enjoy. And so we had a whole lot of confusion about our growing up time and our beliefs that came through with us into our adulthood. A lot of the time, we had people doubting us when we would have an opinion. I'm sure we have, most of us, surrendered, made over lots of thoughts of inadequacy. And I bet you there are still some that we haven't gone into getting rid of completely. We've done lots of work because I'm not talking to a bunch of idiots. I'm talking a bunch of people who've been studying the teachings that we enjoy of the closeness with God, spirit, truth, love, and all those things. And we've spent many, many, many hours meditating and thinking about the presence and the power of the lovely things that are within us. And I know that we have these things, but I bet you also that there's a little tiny bit here and there where we have had a little bit of a hook onto, and we still have it coming back to us to say, I need to get that fixed. There's something wrong with me, whatever, whatever. And so looking for the little bits and pieces that might be hanging on fits in with the looking for the beauty and the goodness that's around us. Because as we look for that, our minds become more tuned to looking for the pleasant and the beautiful and the easy and the lovely. And so when we are faced with a whole bunch of outer things, we have a stronger connection with the things that are lovely. So even if we don't get everything absolutely perfectly online with how we think, if we keep our consciousness going up into the thinking of love and beauty and the presence and power of the creative principle of the universe, if we can think about that over the top of everything, we will eventually get to feel it in even the places that we found difficult. It was suggested to me that we should take 10 minutes a day just to look for and listen to a single less than thought about ourselves, even catch a glimpse of it and turn our God-delivered mind to it to heal and replies with the truth The God-given truth will come through to us if we ask for it. Because if we can see that there is something in there, even if we may not know exactly what it is, we know that there's something. We can ask for this God-given power to heal and let this thing go so that we can find the truth and goodness and power within us. Just for a moment right now, just take a little break and think about the God-given goodness that is flowing around you and in you and around everyone who is with you and around you wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Just think about it and then call on it to say, I turn this over to you to make me free, to make me happier, to make me feel better about myself. And that's just a little thing we can do as we're driving around or sitting somewhere or waiting for the in line at the shops or whatever it is. We can do that very easily, very, very quickly, and just call on the wisdom and the power that is available to us to find the better awareness and to surrender, over render, to follow the more cheerful feelings. Now, there's a unity minister in New Zealand whose name is Reverend Ron Ros Goldsborough, and she is absolutely wonderful. And she sends me great newsletters from her ministry over there and here, and affirmation cards. And I get these wonderful messages from her, just coming through the mail to me. And the cards come, and there's a variety of them. And today, the one I picked up off my thing was just simply saying, I choose this moment to release. And so, in the message I got from Roz today, it really helped me with something else to share with you, that when you want to, you can say, I choose this moment to release whatever it is that's holding us back, whatever it is that's making us feel uncomfortable, whatever it is that's having us unhappy. I choose this moment to release. And we don't have to know how. We just have to have the decision that we're willing to release it. And we're willing to release it, sir, over to something better, over to be made better. It's really lovely. Release. I like the word release. We know that that means, if you've ever rented a property, you know that you come to the end of the lease that you got, and you then got to decide whether you're going to release it or not. You can do it with the property, all sorts of people do. But release is letting go of the things that are hurting us. Are you willing? Ask yourself, am I willing to let go of this uncomfortable feeling? I did that the other day and it blew me away. I did it really sincerely. Promise you, I don't always do it perfectly, but this time I did it really sincerely, and it just about blew me away. I nearly went to sleep. It was so wild because I got free of something that had been bugging me for some time. And the world was different and happier for me. Now, I'm not suggesting that everyone's got horrible problems going on. I'm suggesting that all of us have got some little problems going on because we're on this planet to learn how to live with the variety of things that go on in the mind of mankind in this planet, on this planet, in this world, in our lives. It's not that we're bad. We're not being punished. We are, in fact, in a process of being freed from being limited in our belief about ourselves. That's one of the things I love about unity, because the affirmations that we all have are not putting us down. They are always saying, let us move up further. Let us keep going up. They're saying, let us keep healing. They're not saying, let's discover how to heal for the first time. They're saying, no, let's practice our healing thoughts. Let's practice our loving thoughts. And it's not saying that we're just getting something for the first time. We know that the human race has been in this universe for quite some time. And we know that we are a part of the energy that has the people on the planet drawn here for that energy. And so every bit of that energy must have a benefit for healing us of any sense of separation. The question we really have to ask ourselves is, are you prepared to let go as much as you can today of a sense of separation? Are you prepared to ask a power greater than yourself to help you get to that freedom? Are you prepared to be willing to accept freedom and comfort? Well, I know many of you who are listening have been through all sorts of things where you've found how the prayers have worked and you have come to more and more freedom. And are you willing to believe that there is greater freedom? We all have an opportunity to find the freedom. We all have the opportunity to release. I choose this moment to release. I choose this moment to release my energy, to release the flow of love into my life. I am willing to release and take a new lease of happy thoughts about our regulations, our usefulness, and our abilities, about the memories of good experiences and the good parts of ourselves. Am I willing to release and take a new lease on the good things that I have been giving myself, on the good things that are within me? Instead of grumping and feeling less than, can we be open in our minds and lives to surrender to our greatness? Let's take a moment or two now to see if we are capable and willing to surrender to our greatness. Sur meaning over. We've so often been brought up to believe that surrender was giving in, going under. But it really, really means going over. And are we willing to go over into everything that happens in our lives and in our minds and look for the beauty around us and ask and see the good things that are around us? To see the willingness inside us, we can look inside ourselves and find our hearts and say, are you willing to be happier, to be more joyous, to be more free? Do you want to be happy, joyous, and free? And as we ask this, we listen quietly now for the answer to these questions. What does the new freedom feel like? Added to the old freedom. What does the new love feel like? As we've gone further up into greater love, and let us see that love flowing, flowing up and beyond where we are, but flowing around us and with us in it. That love is in us and we are in it. There's nowhere to go. We're already here. Flowing and enjoying the love that is always present and the love to which we can always turn in our hearts and minds. We are not alone. We are all one. I am not alone. We are all one. Would you like to affirm that with me together? I am not alone. We are all one. I am not alone. We are all one. And let's feel that go through every cell of our body, our hands and arms, shoulders, neck, head, our legs and feet, and abdomen. I am one with the creative energy of the universe. And would you be willing to say that aloud? I am one with the creative energy of the universe. And again, I am one with the creative energy of the universe. And so we let it be. Amen.